Today we are doing legs and core. We need to have a band attached to the bottom of a door. Weights are optional, so we're going to do some squats, so you can have some weights if you want, but you do need a loop band to increase the intensity of some of the exercises, and we're doing raised glute bridges. So you'll either want a chair or a yoga block, or you can do the raised glute bridges just as normal glute bridges if you're not ready for raised glute bridges. Warm up, we're going to try and get through each of those exercises twice, so 2 circuits. So we're going to start on a hands and knees position. If you're not comfortable in hands and knees position, grab your chair, because we're going to do pelvic tilts. So we're going to tilt in and out. You can come into a chair, or come down with me onto your hands and knees. So coming into this position, and we're going to warm up our pelvis. So let's bring it in and out. In and out. Now it's just a small movement. Keep that neck long and shoulder blades pinched. We're not working the whole body and we're not flaring the ribs. We're just moving the pelvis in and out. Couple more of these, and then we're going to go side to side. So return to a neutral pelvis, and then we're going to work side to side. All right. Woo, I got a nice little click on my back then. So side to side, just trying to move the pelvis, not the whole body with it. So just getting that pelvic movement going. And now we're going to go into circles. So circles around. Again, we're just small-ish movements. So not the whole body, but nice and small, and the other way. Should feel really good to get that pelvis moving. And again, as I said, you can do this just holding on to the back of the chair so you're not in a full front loading position. All right, from here, let's just come back so we give ourselves a little bit of a relax. We're going to work some thoracic mobility, so we're going to start with thread the needle. So coming up, we're going to take our arm under and drop down. Feel that stretch, and then open it up. And drop down, thread it through. And coming back up and open. One more on this side. Really work that thoracic spine, so that's sort of your upper to mid spine. Try not to let your hips go with this position. And back. Let's do it to the other side. So down, reach through, and open up. And reach through, and open up. And one more. Reach through, and open up. Coming down onto our side, and bring one leg forward, so the top leg is coming forward, top arm opens up, hold that bottom leg, that top leg down, and open, and come back in, and let's do that one more time. Open up, really feel that chest opening, that thoracic rotation. Allow yourself to breathe into this position. And down. And over to the other side. I'm just going to switch sides so you don't see my butt. And bend this knee. Bring the other arm over. Top arm opens up. Really breathe into this. We're doing some core work today, so we want to get everything moving so we can get some good back extension. And open. Great work. Once we're down here, let's come over, get a quick check of our breathing. One hand under at that brow level, so just at the bottom of the rib cage there. One hand on your lower belly. And let's just inhale into our hands. Exhale. Nice, long, slow exhale. Feel the pelvic floor contract. Inhale. Feel the back expand, the pelvic floor relax. Exhale. Pelvic floor contract. TVAs engage, feel nice and firm. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent work. Let us get going. We're going to start with our clamps. So moving over, coming into your side position. We're going to set ourselves up. You can use a pillow or a towel if you want to, or rest your arm, your head on your arm. When you set up, make sure your hips are stacked. You've engaged, so there is a gap here between the floor and your waist, and you feel like you've pulled up from that pubic bone so that lower back is ever so slightly rounded so that it's not firing, because we don't want that lower back to be part of this exercise. And we're going to do 10 clams. So open and down. Don't let the hips move. And 2. And 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Make sure that the TFLs and everything aren't firing. 8. 9. And 10. And a reverse clamp, so the foot coming up. 1. Feel that internal rotation. 2. 3. Remembering our internal rotation is just as important as our external rotation. And this is 6. 7. 8. 9, make sure you still have that gap, and 10. Great work. Let's switch sides. Coming over. Since we're not in a 90-90 position like we do in the intermediate program, we're working a little bit more of our glute medius than our glute max. So remember, scoop in from that pubic bone, pull up so that we're engaged, and then it's that nice gap. And working it out. 1 and 2. Keep a feeling in here, making sure it's not firing. 3. 4. 5. 6. No movement. 7. And 8. 9, last one, and then we go into our reverse clamps. So knees together and bring it up. And 2. Keeping that gap. 3, no movement. 4, make sure the back is still squishy. 5, 6, 7, 8. If you need to, you can use your hand to help keep that gap. 9, last one, 10. Great work. Pushing up. We're going to come grab those bands to do the scapular slide. Remember, you can do it without a band, or you can do it as wall angels. Super important to get your lats working, scapula working. The further away from the door you are, the harder it's going to be. The heavier the band, the harder it's going to be. And slide the arms down and up. Really work to keep the elbows on the ground and as much of the hand as you can. The hands pop up a little bit, that's okay. Aim for the elbows to stay on the ground. Make sure the ribs stay down. So you're going to want to exhale as you bring your arms down. I think this is 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great work. Rest it up here. We're going to be bringing our arms up above chest level so that we can do our knee raises. So inhale, exhale, bring it up, make sure those ribs are down, make sure you're nicely connected, and without any movement, we're lifting and down. Other leg and down. 3. Make sure there's no movement anywhere. You should feel this in the front of the core, not in your back. 4 more. 1 more. Great work. Release the band. Coming up, we're going to go grab our loop band and we're going to put it on below our knees. So coming up, bring it up below your knees, knees at hip width apart. We're going to start in that semi-squat position. So make sure that you've pulled up from the pubic bone, but lengthen those glutes down. And then in this position, we are going into more of a squat, half squat, side step. Squat, half squat, side step. Keeping the ribs and the hips together. Long neck. Down. There we go. That was 5. 6. 7. Glute max and glute medius. 8. 9. And 10. Great work. Shake it out. Keep your band on as we grab our chair. Coming on down. Set yourself up to come into that glute bridge. When you're in your glute bridge, and you bring your band to above your knees. Remember, the band should never be on the knees. And do it above the knees. Make sure you're in that 90-90 position. Remember, we're going to push our legs out slightly on the band. Activate the hamstrings and the glutes to go up. So inhale, exhale, push up. Keep everything nice and firm and down and squeeze. Pushing out on the band evenly. That's 3. 4. Exhale as you go up. 5. Really squeeze at the top. 6. Remember, we shouldn't be flaring the ribs, so I don't want to see any arching of the back. 8. You won't be able to go up as high if you don't use your back. 9. Keep those legs pushing out. And 10. Woo, my legs are shaking. Great work. Band off. And we are about to repeat. So if you need to, move that chair out of the way so that you can get into your clamps. So coming down onto the side. Set yourself up. Remember, inhale, exhale, scoop in, push down. Make sure you've got your gap. Make sure your hips are stacked. Pelvis doesn't move. And let's go. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you find you're moving, make sure that you do a smaller motion with the leg. Last one. 10. It's actually relatively small. Reverse clamps. 1, 2, 3. You don't need much of a movement to get those glutes really firing. 5, 6. Feel that rotation. 7, 8, 9, and 10. And other side. Coming around. Coming down. Set yourself up. Stack the hips. Hand down. Engage. and scoop, making sure everything's nice and squishy in here, and coming up, 1 and 2, no movement, 3, if you need to, use your hand to stabilize yourself, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great work. We're going into those scapular slides. I'm going to do mine as wall angels this time for an alternate if anybody needs it. Hands up and down. Trying to keep the hands in, up and down. So you're working with the band if you're on there, and down. Great work. With these wall slides, you can see if one hand, you can tell this hand's got much more mobility than the other one. And push up and down. And again. These really should be called devils. I don't know who named them wall angels. They are not a wall angel. One more. And up and down. Great work. Shake it out. If you're at the band, stay there. We're going to do our bands with our knee lifts. I love using a band to help keep the ribs down and get a little bit extra stability to work the front of the core. So inhale to the back, exhale, bringing those ribs down, locking it in, really pulling up from that pubic bone, and when you're ready, bringing it up. Just float up, keep those ribs down, no movement in the hips. If you need to, you may need to use your mind to say, do not move to your pelvis. Because often we rock, and we can stop it if we really think about it. I think that was 8. Let's do 9 and 10. Great work. Let it go. Coming around. Grab up your band. I'm going to put mine over here. And we have our squats. So bringing it in, band underneath the knees. Make sure it's not on your kneecap. Set yourself up into that semi-squat position. Pull up from the pubic bone, but lengthen the glutes. And squat down, halfway up, side step. Down, halfway up, side step. When you're doing this, make sure your neck's long and side step. Everything connected and side step. And side step. Get those glute meats firing. And again. And let's do 4 more. Squeeze. Woo! Burning now. Last one. And into our glute bridges. We're going to bring the band above our knees. Waddle over like a duck. Bring your chair up. Coming down. Remember, have your feet on a yoga block. Or you can do traditional glute bridges with or without the band. Set yourself up. Make sure the ribs are down. A little pressure out onto the band. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze it up. Pushing out of the band. And down. 2. 3. 4. Exhale every time you come up. 5, 6, 7, 8. You shouldn't be feeling this in your back. 9. Hinge it up and squeeze. 10. You know what? I reckon we have time for another circuit. If you don't, you can do a quick cool down and jump off, but I think we should do another round. So let's get to it. Coming down into our clams. We know what to do now, so we can make it through a little faster. Pulling up, engage, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great work. Other side. Coming down. And 1, 2. Making sure you've got that gap. 3. Really working into the glutes so that you're not moving the pelvis. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Great work. Over to your band for the supine slides. Bringing it down. These are really important because these muscles all connect into your core and the grateful posture muscles as well, which is super important. So we are making sure your pelvis is neutral, ribs are down, and exhale and slide. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest here. Inhale, and we're exhaling. Ribs down, everything connected, and lift. And 2, 3. If you want to make it harder, you can come up and bring them down. Or leg extension. Options are endless with this exercise. Whichever version you're doing, let's do 4 more. 1, 2, keep that back on the ground. 3, and 4. Great work. Bringing it up, grab your band. We've got the squats with the side step. So band below your knees. Make sure your arches are activated. So big toes on the ground, little toes on the ground, heels on the ground. Semi-squat, pull up, connect, and full squat down and over. And over. Great work. And that's 3, 4, 5, 6, if both sides are firing at the same time. As you go up and engage, do you need to activate one hamstring more than the other? Great. 2 more. I'm really having a bad counting day today. And done. That was great, guys. Well done. Take that band off. Let's stretch it out, and we're going to do an overhead breathing. So take your thumbs, bring them over, long feet, and I want you to inhale, stomach and back, exhale, really long, keep it going, pulling up from the pelvic floor, keep it going so that the ribs can come down, keep pushing the thumbs against the floor, and inhale, keep that gain you made with the ribs, exhale, inhale, and last one. Fantastic. Moving over, let's go into child's pose. Stretch out those glutes, bringing it right back. Really lengthen out the glutes, heads down, and inhale into the back. Feels good. And one more. Great work, everyone. If you enjoyed that workout, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you are notified when new workouts are released. And check out Confident Fitness for Mums, where there are hundreds of diastasis and pelvic floor safe workouts and monthly calendars to follow.